The Principal Secretary, State Department for Internal Security and National Administration, Dr. Raymond Omoro, Director General, Kenya School of Government, Professor Noura Mohammed, distinguished development partners, the Chair, Independent Policing Oversight Authority, the CEO, National Police Service Commission, esteemed invited guests, fellow officers present, all protocols observed. Good morning.
Good morning.
So this time around, as has been outlined by our Secretary of Administration and Accounting Officer, Madam Bandis, I'm going to take you through a small presentation so that we can be able to bring out what is it that we intend to partner with you so that we can be able to achieve our intended goals. On the 13th December 2024, that is last year, we were here in this School of the Government, whereby our President, Dr. William Samoei Ruto, launched our strategic plan for the year 2023 to 2027, 5 years plan. And in it, we have a roadmap that will take us to where we want the policing services to be by the end of the 5 years plan. And the key amongst that, we want to ensure that our police stations where we report issues, we want to make them the center of excellence of police operations and the centers through which the people of this great republic are served effectively and efficiently. So in order for us to achieve that, we have decided to come together so that we can be able to partner with you, the development partners, and the supporters, so that at the end of the day, we can be able to achieve our intended goals. And once that happens, the services that the people of Kenya receives from the policing agent will be good services. And that is where we want to be by the end of the 5 years strategic plan. So in my presentation, there will be the introduction, the key focus areas. We have got the key goals, the costs involved, and the areas for collaboration. The key focus areas, we have got the digitization of police records and citizen services. That includes the occurrence book. We need to digitize our occurrence book so that you can be able to raise issues from the comfort of your home, from the comfort of your office, from wherever you are. You can actually be able to raise any complaint or an issue that you have with the police at the comfort of your office, of your home, when you are taking a cup of tea in a hotel, and so forth and so forth. We also want to achieve traffic instant fines. These are some of the areas that we have had a lot of problems, a lot of complaints from our people. And we want to ensure that we eliminate or minimize these complaints to the bare minimum. And we have noted that if we can be able to transform and ensure that in traffic, we have got instant fines, that one would make us achieve that. We also want to ensure that we put in place the case management systems, because the other members within the legal justice system, they are digitizing and others have digitized. Once we achieve this, the judiciary, the ODPP, the prison services, they can actually be able to track the development of various cases that the police is investigating at any given time. We also want to focus on training and capacity building. We believe that a police officer who is enabled through good training delivers service from a point of knowledge. And that is why we want to partner with the Kenya School of Government and others to see to it that the over 120,000 police officers who are members of the National Police Service get some form of training so that we can be able to update and upscale their skills. That way, they can be able to deliver services better than we are doing today. And hence, that one will move us closer to achieving that status of ensuring that our police stations become the center of excellence for police operations. Infrastructure and facility developments. In order for us to achieve what I have said through digitization and training, we also need to look into our infrastructures. We need to look at our equipments, because we cannot be able to achieve our strategic goals if we have not properly equipped the policing services. We need to do the retooling of the police services. We need to look into their welfare so that way they can be able to deliver on that mandate. The key goals. In the key goals, we want to improve efficiency in service delivery. It is true, if we digitize our services, the services that we render to the people of Kenya are digitized, then it is very true that we are going to improve the efficiency in service delivery. We want a situation whereby once a case is reported, the Inspector General can be able to follow and say, look, why is it that this case was reported today in the morning, 8 in the morning, and it is now 5 in the evening, and there is nobody who has looked into that case. So that way, supervision will be much better. Other line managers can be able to supervise their officers, can be able to ensure that the stations, the station commanders, and the other teams are working as required by our laws, the laws that have created this service. We want to build the specialized expertise in crime investigations and management. It is true that if we don't effectively investigate crimes the way they are supposed to be investigated, then we cannot be able to ensure that our people enjoys their basic rights and freedoms as required, as enshrined in our Constitution. So there is need to build that capacity, that expertise. A capacity in terms of investigations is critical actually to achieve that end. We need to promote transparency and accountability. And in that line, the other day, I welcomed the EACC to come and look into our systems, to come and look into our practices, our SOPs, so that if there are gaps that are not allowing us to deliver the service to the people the way it is supposed, they can be able to advise us, and that way we can be able to close in on those gaps. I'm expecting to get the report by the end of May. And once we get that report together, all of us, then we go ahead and ensure that we implement. And by so doing, we will be making this service better, or we'll be putting this service in a better position in terms of delivering services to the people. We need to strengthen the National Police Service logistical and operational capacity. So by partnering together, by coming together, we can be able to strengthen the areas of logistics, because they are very much related in actually achieving our operational capabilities. So we need to have good logistics in place to ensure that the officers can actually be able now to deliver on their operational capacity. And that is the reason why we all need to come together so that we join hands and we can be able to move forward. We need to transform police stations into the center of service excellence. And that is what, because a police station is where actually the tire meets the tarmac. That is where Wajiko, Onyango, John, and everybody else reports issues. And this is the area that we want police to be very, very, very effective, because that is where our operations are going to be noted by the people, by the citizens of this country. And when we do that, we can actually be able now to transform that station to the levels that we want. So in order for us to achieve that, there are costs that comes with our vision. The digitization of police records and citizen services are estimated to cost around 4.25 billion Kenya shillings. Software and technologies are estimated to cost around 0.93 of a billion. Police station network connectivity, LAN, WAN, they are estimated to cost around 11.57 billion. And the ICT aid user equipments and devices, drones, and the rest, they're expected to cost around 3.56 billion, all coming to a total of around 20.31 billion. Training costs. Component, we have got counter-terrorism. You are all aware that the world is a very, very small global village. Terrorism is a real thing. It's a real issue, actually. And unless all of us, we come together to overcome this, then all of us, we are in problem. And that is the reason why counter-terrorism is uppermost here when it comes to matters training. And the cost into that, we estimated at around 0.3 billion. The forensics. In order for us to move forward, to automate our services to the levels that we require, we estimated that the cost would come to around 1.4 billion. ICT applications in crime control and prevention, the estimate is around 3.42 billion. Transnational organized crimes, you are aware that in this field, transnational crimes don't know borders and boundaries. They are not interested in that. The crimes are happening here in Nairobi, they are there in Kampala, and the rest of the world, actually. So we need to have some very good trainings related into transnational organized crimes, because that is the direction the crime is moving, and you are aware that crime is really quite very, very dynamic. So that one we estimated at around 0.1 billion. Counter-drug smuggling and trafficking. This is another area that is affecting all of us globally. Matters affecting narcotics, drugs, human trafficking, and so forth. We are estimating it, the training would cost us around 0.1 billion. Customer service excellence, that one is estimated to cost us around 10 billion. Remember, this is a key area, because in each and every police station, we have a customer care desk. We have the report office. That is actually the first point of contact, where any person going to a police station, those are the people, those are the officers that you will meet with. So there is every need to ensure that this critical component, these critical masses of the National Police Service are well trained, well equipped, so that they can be able to handle our customers, that's the people of Kenya, with great care and excellence. And that's the reason why we need to partner with all the trainers to assist us in that direction. But for that to happen, we require funding, we require support from partners and other support groups. The review of training curriculum is very, very important, so that the issues of human rights, contemporary policing issues are also put into perspective, because again, the ed state is a satisfied public whereby their basic rights and freedoms are respected by all the service providers, including police officers. Mental health and wellness is another critical area. We know, and all of you are aware, that policing duties are quite stressing. We are all aware of that. So this is another area that as we continue to transform, we must also address the issues of mental wellness of our officers, mental health of our officers. So this is another critical component that again we are calling upon all of you to come in and support us so that we ensure at the station level, the officers who are rendering service are officers whose even state of health and mental health is excellent. And that is the reason why we call upon you to support us in that direction. And it is estimated that that is going to cost around 0.2 billion in order for us to move forward with a total of 15 billion, 15.1 billion. Infrastructure cost. We need a police peace support training center, and that we must also think beyond our usual training. We also need to look into that. Right now, we have a team in Haiti rendering critical security support in that nation out there. So we also need to develop capacity, to develop infrastructures that can be able to support us in that direction. And the estimated cost is around 0.1 billion. Then there is the polycare centers. They need to be expanded. They need to be equipped. These are the gender desks that are dealing with the GBVs cases and many others, including the femicide issues and so forth. So polycare centers needs to be expanded. We need to ensure that we roll them out throughout the Republic so that they can be able to again support the critical masses that actually requires the support of the polycare centers. The upgrade of the National Police Service border police training campus to regional center of excellence on counterterrorism. Again, this is very, very important. We have it in Kanyonyo there, but we need to expand it so that I can be able to develop that capacity to the levels that are required and assist us on matters training on counter-terrorism, and the estimate is at around 3 billion Kenya shillings. We also need to upgrade the DCI Academy to regional center of excellence on criminal investigations. Again, as I said from the word go, the Directorate of Criminal Investigation is the one that handles matters investigations. So this is an area that all of us we need to address very seriously. We need to develop capacities in this area so that all the cases that are being handled by the DCI are cases that are handled from a point of knowledge by officers who are excellent in terms of investigations. And in order for us to achieve that, we must train them properly. And once again, I call upon you to support us in that direction. And the estimated cost for that is around 5 billion, with a subtotal cost of 8.34 billion. Specialized motor vehicles and motorcycles. This is another area that is very, very important for us. In order for us to continuously deal with the terrorism issues, counter-terrorism issues, we require this kind of support, this kind of specialized motor vehicles that can be able to take care of our officers from point A to point B in those areas that are deemed to be at a high degree of facing terrorism and so forth. And the estimated cost is around 1.38 billion. And then we also need that support of the marine vessels, because we have the marine police who are also taking care of our areas within the border waters. And again, the support that we require in that direction is estimated to cost around 0.1 billion, making a total of 1.56 billion. In the summary, our areas of focus is digitization. In total, digitization requires around 20.31 billion. Training is estimated to cost around 15.51 billion. Infrastructural development, we require around 8.34 billion. And in terms of equipment, we need support to the tune of 1.56 billion, making a total cost of 45.72 billion. Our asks: in digitization, we need to do the connectivity of our stations. We need to do the LAN, the WN, we need ICT equipments and devices. That way, we can actually be able to digitize our policing services. So these are one of our asks. When it comes to matters training and curriculum review, we need to do capacity building. And capacity building, that's once again, we are calling upon supporters, fund this activity, we work together with the Kenya School of Government and others, and we are going to achieve that. Or once we achieve that, then this service will be much better for all of us. Infrastructural support, polycare centers, expansion equipments, training institutions, we all need to look at them so that again, they can be able to comprehensively support us. Equipment, we need the specialized vehicles and motorcycles and marine vessels as indicated there earlier. That marks the end of my presentation. To you all, I'm going to call upon Professor Nura Mohammed so that he can be able to provide a small presentation on matters training. Mr. Mohammed.
Thank you so much. I'll take 5 minutes. Let's do this. Our CS, I'll take 5 minutes to just speak to. Yes, this program is for culture change and the transformation at the National Police Service. Very quickly, I give the background. The background is that as per Article 244, our CS, that is the National Police Service function, it clearly spells out that strive for the highest standard of professionalism and discipline among its members, prevent corruption and promote practice, transparency and accountability, that is as per the Constitution, comply with the constitutional standard of human rights and fundamental freedoms, and then train its staff to the highest possible standard of competence, integrity, to respect human rights and fundamental freedom of dignity, and also, lastly, foster and promote relationship with the broader society. Our chief guest, based on this constitutional requirement, we therefore then, in collaboration with Huduma Kenya, we develop a program referred to as a Customer Service Excellence Program to develop the competency, and it was aimed to extend the principle of a customer-centric, efficient, effective service delivery, where the National Police Service is required to offer that. And the challenges which we are trying to address, our chief guest, Honorable Waziri, are as follows. One is the relationship between, National Police and the citizen. So through this program, we can be able to improve the relationship between citizen and the police. Through this program, again, we will be able to restore the citizen trust and the cooperation between the citizen and the National Police Service. We will also bring about the professionalism, discipline, and value of the service. And we'll also build the capacity of staff and competencies. And also one critical thing, Waziri, is that we will also bring about the standardization of service delivery, what we refer to as the whole of police approach. And finally, the morale and the job satisfaction of the police will also improve, because the moment we build their capacity, it was historical because we are now moving from the highest Inspector General to the lowest. And that is what we refer to as, we will carry later on what we refer to as National Police Service Happiness Index, and see whether then we'll get a full satisfaction from there. And again, His Excellency President, clearly in so many of his speech, which we pulled out, he had a vision for the effective service. One of which, Waziri, is that he said, reorient and recalibrate the National Police Service into a fit-for-purpose, public service-driven vehicle capable of advancing the national agenda. That is one vision, again, given to us by His Excellency the President, which we must all support. Second is inculcation of values of governance, ethics, integrity, as key in achieving the high-performing public service. The third one is a public service that is highly efficient, effective, and responsive in service delivery. And finally, our chief guest is the public service powered by an energetic, highly performing, and motivated workforce dedicated to serving our wonderful country. That is the vision of His Excellency the President. With that, therefore, then, we are guided by His Excellency the President's vision, NPS strategic plan, and also the strategic framework for the implementation of reform, which was again His Excellency President launched in the Kenya School of Government. With that, therefore, then, our chief guest, National Police Service have set an agenda for the change and the culture, culture transformation in the service. What is then our strategy? Our chief guest, there are three strategies here that we are going to employ. One is by implementing the customer service excellence training. The second one is through that customer service excellence training, we will also introduce what we refer to as National Police Service Customer Service Excellence Award, and then which is also part of the culture change, and also a bit of the digital skilling. And we have a center of excellence referred to as a regional center of competency on digital skilling and artificial intelligence for the public sector on third floor, which was launched by His Excellency the President. Our chief guest under customer service excellence training, we are looking forward to a world where, towards the world-class, agile, citizen-centric, and responsive National Police Service. And this training, again, as you can see, it is to instill a service excellence culture, fit-for-purpose National Police Service workforce across the service. And as you can see, this is the training, our chief guest. There are 4 levels. The first level is what we refer to as customer service excellence for strategic leaders, from IG to the commandant. There's a 1-day training and then 3 days for commandants. And then the second one is customer service excellence for senior officers, ASP and CP. There are about 1,342 for 5 days. And the third one is customer service excellence for technical staff. Those are the members of the inspectorate. And we will therefore then deal with that, about 7,820. And finally, the majority customer service excellence frontline officers. These are 95,062, a total of 104,325. And that then will bring, some of the content, our chief guest is all this. At senior level, from IG to commandant, we'll be undertaking what we refer to as a psychometric and emotional intelligence assessment for them to appreciate and fully support then the people at a lower level. The culture and attitude change, customer service excellence standard, employee wellness, the mental health, effective communication, emotional intelligence, empathy and understanding customers, conflict resolution, crisis management, handling difficult customers, handling public complaint and grievances, and also leveraging on the technology in customer service. Those are some of the areas, Waziri, we will cover for those programs that we'll be rolling out. And then, Waziri, for first time in the history of National Police Service, will be introducing what we refer to as a Customer Service Excellence Award, to add again a world-class, agile, citizen-centric, and responsive, where each police station will be competing to, get an award, and it will be an annual event. And this is what, therefore, then we are looking for. These are the 5 critical pillars. And allow me to move to analyze each of them without taking much of your time. Customer insight and strategy is all about that the police, each station must have customer service excellence policy, a strategy and resources and the structure to support that. And then we'll have what we refer to as our customer service excellence NPS DNA. What is the DNA of the police going forward will be analyzed, the training bit of it, assessment and reward. Under the service environment, we'll be looking at what already IG requested, the information guideline, quality, ambience, and also convenience and facilities will be evaluating based on that. And the fourth one will be on all about experience model, and that one is purely on customer experience manual, management of customer feedback and support system, and celebrating the customer. That is the National Police Service Customer Service Week. Every year we'll have what we refer to as a National Police Service Customer Service Week, where we'll have an engagement with the citizen, appreciating and celebrating a great work that the National Police Service is doing. They are doing great work, but in the public service, we do so much, but we rarely celebrate, and we want to celebrate at that point. And then finally, Customer Service Charter. We also want to introduce a business process re-engineering of the entire police service, and also Customer Service Charter and Service Guarantee. These are the 5 critical areas that I'll be using to award. Our chief guest, at the end of every year, experts will visit various police stations to review the progress in the implementation of the Customer Service Excellence Program and Initiative. The station with the best CS initiative will be awarded during the National Police Service Annual Customer Service Week, so that then we celebrate great initiative which all our police officers are doing. And the award will be based on this. 81 to 100 will be diamond, and it will be awarded by either a CS or even His Excellency the President, platinum at 61 to 80, gold at 41 to 80, and the officers in those stations will also be awarded Certificate of Excellence, so that then they feel appreciated and they can be able to give that award. And the third one, as I move toward the conclusion, is digital skilling toward the digitally competent and artificially intelligent police service, because we want to get to a level where our police officers are also digitally competent and also artificially intelligent, capable of doing that. And we have a Center of Excellence up here, and Waziri will invite you next time you visit, please visit the Center of Excellence that we have up here. And the program will offer there is cybersecurity, and we'll have artificial intelligence, digitalization and digitization, the whole issue of digital innovation in the National Police Service, the whole issue of data analytics, data protection, and at the end, the expectation is that we'll have a cybersecurity desk in each of the National Police Service police station. And finally, what is then the investment? Waziri, let me say that when we came up with this budget, and you being Christian, let me use a Bible quote. That is the 2 Corinthians 5:7 that says, we walk by faith, not by sight. So we prepared this knowing that we'll get support from our wonderful people here, and knowing that, again, we'll be able to progress. And this is the expected budget, Waziri. And total with accommodation is, as our IG said, is about 10 billion with no accommodation, but we'll offer then services in all our centers of excellence around, including even the police centers of excellence, is about 5.4 billion Kenya shillings. Other budget include handbook developed, because we want to develop a handbook and design printed. We'll visit branding, marketing, and all those is about 235 million. Then there is also expected outcome, the return on investment. When you invest that much, then what do you expect? The first one is what will change. The police officers will be, the police station and the officers will be citizen-centric National Police Service, where there is agility, efficiency, effectiveness, promptness, and responsive in service delivery, fit-for-purpose service delivery vehicle capable of advancing national agenda, dignified and professional police officers, where we expect high standard of professionalism, ethics, integrity in the public service, the whole of a police approach, where then we'll have a standard approach in delivery of the services, because across the police station, we will have probably the OCS of the year, OCPD of the year, Regional Commander of the year, and even at the headquarters, we'll have that. And we'll have the seamless and the same approach across. And then improve service delivery at the police station level, a sustainable community-focused policing model, enhance customer service skills of officers, increase citizen satisfaction with police service, reduce number of public complaints against police officers, improve officers' morale and job satisfaction, and finally, enhance community of trust and cooperation. And of course, improvement of well-being of our officers. And then of course, when we then change how our police officers look like, this is just an example. It's not that it look like this now. This, I said, we walk by faith, not by sight. So therefore then, we expect the police to, reception to look like this in future, where they serve with dignity and with integrity. And it continues, and this is our vision we want to see in future, where the police will be serving with a lot of smile and appreciation. And of course, we also expect police officers to engage the citizen and all this. Another initiative, Waziri, we will be expecting out of this program is something like Usalama na Mazingira, that is cleaning and greening day, where citizens will collaborate with the police officers to do that. We have also Usalama and Ovijana, where we have youth engagement day. It's not that it is there. We are projecting. We walk by faith. Again, I say that, Waziri. Peace walk, patriotic 5-kilometer walk. Usalama na Wazee, elders engagement day. Mungu Mbele, the prayer day. And then Usalama tournament, the sports day, where we'll be celebrating all this. And this is the Customer Service Excellence Program. And of course, there's a success story, Waziri, where one of the officers said that after implementing our neighborhoods watch program in collaboration with local community leaders, we saw a 30% reduction in petty crimes in Westlands areas. That is just an example. The moment, and he said, I feel much safer now, and I know my local officers by name. And that is an engagement between police officers through this customer service excellence. Of course, our police youth club initiative, about 1,000, they said people are positive attitude. Local teacher, Mr. Kimani notes, I've seen a remarkable change in some of my students who are at risk. They now aspire to become a law enforcement. And again, these are just part. And our askers, I think our IG said, is just a support for this program and also support for all those other things that we said, including the digitalization. And therefore, just to conclude, the Customer Service Excellence Program will build a highly skilled, agile, efficient, effective, responsive, citizen-centered National Police Service. And transformation of National Police Service is a shared commitment to improving community of safety and trust. And by bringing together all this collaboration, we'll be able to deliver on this. Together, we can build interagency synergies, mobilize community participation for a more secure Kenyan society. Let's unite as champion of change for a responsive, transparent, and citizen-centric police service. We believe that if our presence doesn't make an impact, definitely our absence won't make a difference. And that is why, therefore, then today we are saying National Police Service must put a dent in the service, and we can only put a dent in the service when we have produced a positive, measurable, lasting change and transformation in the National Police Service, contributed towards shaping citizens' lives and outlooks for the better, solve an important, neglected, or overlooked problem in the National Police Service. And finally, another quote, if we dare dream and wake up to chase our dream, we score, but if we dream but enjoy the comfort of our status quo, we will snow. Thank you so much. I will stop there and will request for the support from there. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Can you please appreciate the DJ again once again? Thank you, Honorable CS, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. We have selected our ambassador, who is the head of EU in Kenya, Her Excellency, Ambassador Kennedy, to speak. And because something has come up, she will have to be early. So, with your permission, I'm requesting that I call her forward to make her remarks, and also allow her with your permission to attend to the other imagination. Madam Ambassador.
Thank you very much for the floor. And I'm excusing myself. I had another very important appointment that I couldn't change, so I'm breaking the protocol a little bit. So please excuse me for that. So Honorable Vasir CS Mokumen, Honorable PS Omolo, dear IG Kanja, DG KSG, Madam PS, dear ladies and gentlemen, this is an important opportunity because it's about working together for a better police service. And I'm very happy we're in this conversation. What you presented to us is very ambitious and it's wonderful. But you may all see that this cannot be achieved in one day. But we have to have the ambition and the road to get there. And that's why I'm happy we're here also as the development partners to see how we can work together to achieve that dream and make it into a reality so we do not snore. What a better there can be not a better place than the School of Government to do this morning, because your motto of empowering public service is what is driving the police. The police is maybe the most important element between the citizen and the government. And is the citizen running away from the police or running towards the police? That's the big question, and we want the citizen to run towards the police, not away. And for that, you have a plan. You have a plan that is very comprehensive. And I'm very happy that the Maraga task force is active in implementing the strategic plan. We all know this requires resources, a lot of resources. We saw it here. Technology, expertise, investment, public-private partnerships, it's all in your plan. And the European Union stands ready to support. You know that the EU has made a huge investment in the reform of the justice sector in Kenya. So for the last years, we supported the different actors in the justice chain. We, for example, helped to digitize the courts. So now you can have digital court proceedings, access to justice, and many other things. And we are so happy that the police is now ready to engage on the digitization of the instant traffic fines and the occurrence book, because we feel that these are missing elements in the reform of the justice sector, because it's all one chain. So they all need to work in the same vein. And also, the systems need to communicate with each other. So if we digitize the courts and others, the systems of the police have to be communicating with the rest, because the idea is that a file can travel from the police station to the court. That is the idea. And I hope we'll get there. We are happy to support, because trust in the police means trust in the government. That's basically what it comes down to. So through our justice sector reform program called PLEAD, we can support NPS efforts in many areas to improve police service delivery, like mobilizing technical and legal expertise for system development, change management, capacity building, public outreach. I know you need a lot of infrastructure and equipment. There we can do some, but not at all. This is very ambitious. We are here in the School of Government, and just recently we had a support called TAIEX to the School of Government, and we can also mobilize that for the police. We have access through that program to the best of expertise in Europe. So you can ask for expertise in any area, and we can mobilize from all our 27 member states the best of experts to come here and help you in whatever you want to do, and a group going then on a study visit to be in exchange. So School of Government profited. Right now we are doing this with the Finance Ministry, as actually we have this week the experts here. And so this is just one example where we can help. We are already at the moment engaging with the NPS in the system review that is done by EACC. And we really hope that this achieves the goal number 3, promoting transparency and accountability. In our justice sector reform program, the second phase that we have started is focusing on the fight against corruption. And that's why we're so interested in the digitization of the traffic fines and the occurrence books, because we feel that this will make a big contribution also to the fight against corruption and for transparency and trust of the public in its police. Thank you very much. Asanteni sana.
Thank you so much, Madam Ambassador. We sincerely appreciate, and once again, our sincere apologies for the program running that way. But we do hope that you will also be able to catch up. Your presence and words have been most acceptable to us. Honorable CS, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we are now going into the second last segment of a few remarks, which will be crowned by your final keynote address. And in this segment, allow me, sir, to call upon the Inspector General of the National Police Service, Fadela Kanja, to make his remarks, and subsequently invite the PS to speak as well. Welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mwenye. Our Cabinet Secretary, Minister of Interior and National Administration, our chief guest, all protocols observed. Good morning once again. It is with great honor and humility that I welcome you all to this very important, historic, roundtable discussion this early morning. Today, we are invited for an opportunity to listen to and appreciate the National Police Service strategic priorities, the associated gaps, challenges, the opportunities thereof, and also the accrued gains in terms of service delivery once the goals are attained. I therefore take this opportunity to thank each one of you for the honoring of our invitation and thus creating time amidst your busy schedule to join us. On the 13th December 2024, His Excellency the President graced the launch of the National Police Service Strategic Plan 2023-2027. Earlier in September last year, we were also lucky to finalize and have the launch of the strategic framework for the implementation of the reforms in the National Police Service, Kenya Police Service, and the National Youth Service. The latter was developed to implement reforms at the recommendations of the National Task Force on Improvement of the Terms and Conditions of Service and other reforms for the members of the National Police Service, Kenya Police Service, and the National Youth Service. Currently, the National Police Service is undertaking various approaches in line with Article 232 of the Constitution on values and principles of public service. This multifaceted transformation journey, which entails making our police stations center of excellence for police operations and the service delivery, is aligned with the government's broad initiatives for enhancing public service delivery. For this, I acknowledge the tireless efforts of the various technical teams and the partners who have availed their input to this, and also the monumental support from the government of Kenya. Some of the running programs include training that is targeting all cadres, focus on mental health, police housing. To further enhance the achievements of the National Police Service, I intend to ensure that professionalism and accountability, as outlined in the strategic plan, of the Police Service, in collaboration with the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, in undertaking an examination to the systems, policies, procedures, and practices, all aimed at identifying weaknesses that lead to corrupt practices at work, so as to combat corruption fully. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, as shown from the presentation, the National Police Service key focus areas are, number one, digitalization of police records and citizen services, training and capacity building, infrastructure and facilities, and finally, policing equipment. Expected gains from the above includes improved efficiency in service delivery, acquisition of specialized expertise for contemporary policing, improved transparency and accountability, and the strengthened logistical and operational capacity in the policing services. In totality, we envision improved service delivery. To achieve this, we look forward to a robust strategy on collaboration and partnership with communities, partners, and stakeholders. We are alive to the fact that the National Police Service, just like any other government agency, faces budgetary constraints which hinder full accomplishment of many strategic objectives. We firmly believe that with the support of our stakeholders and partners, we will successfully implement the various programs outlined in our strategic plan. More so, the priority areas just highlighted in my presentation. It is for this reason that your presence here today is vital to us, very important to us. The discussions that we hold at this meeting aim to further strengthen our partnership, explore new opportunities and areas of collaboration, and identify solutions for mobilization of resources to support the implementation of the police service strategic goals. In the face of budgetary constraints, the service therefore welcomes your support and reaffirms its readiness to work with all partners and stakeholders. I call upon all of us to seize this opportunity to advance discussions on realizing the mentioned strategic objectives and also in attaining professional policing services for the citizenry. At this juncture, it is important to note that the National Police profoundly appreciates the continued support and collaboration from various partners and stakeholders, without which milestones we celebrate today would not have been achieved. I conclude my remarks by reiterating that as we navigate this landscape, marked by both opportunities and significant challenges, your continued partnership is critically important for efficient and effective service delivery and for sustained protection of rights and freedoms of the people. With these few remarks, I thank you for your attention and I look forward to fruitful deliberation. Thank you very much. At this juncture, I also want to take this opportunity to invite our peers, Dr. Raymond Omoro, so that he can also deliver his speech and continue the program. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Inspector General of Police, the CS Interior and National Administration, the Honorable Kipchumba Murkomen. Let me write on all the protocol that has been established so that then we are able to save on time. Now, before I make my brief remarks, I would want to invite the chair of Independent Policing Oversight Authority just to say a word. You okay? All right. So let me invite the Honorable Gabriel Tongoyo, who is the chair of the Parliamentary Committee in charge of Security and Administration, on behalf of Parliament. Karibu, Mheshimiwa.
Thank you so much. So our chief guest, the CS, Interior and National Administration, and the PS, the members of diplomatic corps and ambassadors' presence, the IG and the entire National Police Service family, and invited guests, good morning. Maybe before I say one or two, we want also to just appreciate we had come with my vice chair, who is seated in our midst, Didoras, Colonel, retired. It's good you stand up to be appreciated. Thank you so much. And I personally also don't have much to say. I just want to say that we are delighted to be here to join all of us for this very important meeting, roundtable meeting with our development partners. Much has been said, starting from the first presenter, the Banis with the secretary. Of course, a good presentation by the IG. And our host here, Professor Nur, who I can call today the man of faith. I think he really demonstrated that faith can really work. And so mine is very brief. I just want to really appreciate that as we meet here this morning, it's good to just really to appreciate that we are meeting not as strangers. We had actually been working before as partners, especially in the area of National Police Service. And as has been said by the first speakers here, I think we were here just around December, I guess so, when we launched the National Police Service Strategic Plan, which really, in a big way, tried to give the vision of the National Police Service and the roadmap on how they wanted to achieve their ambitious plan to make the National Police Service a robust, people-oriented, and more efficient service to deliver on their mandate as stipulated in the Constitution of Kenya, Article 244. And we were blessed to have the Excellency, our Excellency the President, who reiterated his commitment to make the National Police Service people-oriented and more efficient service. And as Parliament, we continue definitely as our key mandate through our legislative processes to ensure that public service institutions meet their constitutional mandate to offer their best services to Kenyan's people through putting pieces of laws together to enable them achieve their mandate. And one among the many that talk about in matters National Police Service is one that is an amendment that is through Parliament, actually through the second reading, going to the third reading, on amendment on the National Police Service Commission, which aim at establishing social support and mental well-being in every county so that it can able to help our police officers who go through stress because of the nature of their work. And many, many, many more, which I don't want to speak much into that today. I just want also to really appreciate that we all remember that from the first day when the President of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency William Ruto, took oath of office, he made it very clear from day one that his big vision for the National Police Service, starting by giving the financial autonomy to the National Police Service. He re-embarked on the issue of modernization to enable the police officers perform their duties better in a more robust way, which I'm sure the PS or the CS may talk much into that. And to this end, as a body that appropriate funds, I want to confess that to this end, we had managed to appropriate about 9 billion around there, Bwana PS, into modernization of the National Police Service, which the IG himself confessed to us that it has really gone a it has done a big deal to help the National Police Service perform their duties, even in curbing the issue of the cattle rustling and other acts of crime in the northern part of Kenya and the North Rift. And of course, we all remember that, of course, even the issue of improvement of the welfare of our police is top in the priority. And actually, in the current financial year, we managed to give about 5 billion Kenya shilling to improve on the wages and salaries of our police officers, so that we continue to motivate them and improve their morale in serving the country. The IG has talked about a big plan on the issue of the housing in collaboration with the Ministry of Housing and Urban Development. There is a whole big plan to ensure that our police officers live in dignified manner through improvement of their housing program. And sure, in other issues to do with the issue of curbing corruption, the National Police Service is embarking on e-procurement, as it's happening across the other government department, to ensure that we manage to cut the issue of corruption and, of course, enhancing efficiency, which was well captured also in the strategic plan. So I think we are really walking in the right direction. But having said this, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm sure that is the big reason we are seated here today, the National Police Service still have a big gap in the budget to enable it able to actually perform effectively. As an institution that appropriate the budget, the National Police Service, just to talk about the current financial year, they had a budget of about 114 billion, thereabout. And out of that, actually almost 90% goes into their PEs. I think should be 90 billion goes into their salaries and wages. About another 24 billion goes into the issue of contractual obligation like insurance, which takes a whopping 13 billion. So looking critically even, they are left with less than 10% even to carry their operation. Leave alone even the issue of course, doing what they have actually listed here, to do the issue of IT, to do the issue of modernizing and revolutionizing the institutions. So there is still a huge gap that calls all of us here seated today, this morning, as our development partners, to look into ways to help, so that, because we know an improved, well-equipped, well-trained service make Kenya safe, and safe for all of us and for our globe. And just want to say, as a parliament, we are always committed to continue doing what is needed of us. And we also have got big faith that all of us here can able to help the National Police Service in a bigger way to achieve their mandate. And I think there is a lot, even actually, that is captured in the Maraga Task Force report, which the service is gearing toward fulfilling. So I don't want to take much of your time. I just want to say that it is a good moment. I want to really appreciate the people who organized this, and I'm sure this is going to give out to something good for all of us. So asanteni sana, God bless all of you, God bless Kenya. Thank you so much.
Let's give Honorable Tongoyo a bigger round of applause. So our chief guest, I'll just make a few remarks. One is to really appreciate all our partners and stakeholders for dedicating time to come and engage with the ministry, and more specifically the National Police Service, on this roadmap or program that they are having towards improving their services to the public, and more so to support the officers who work within the service. The IG has spoken on a number of key priority areas that we would be seeking your intervention. But even as we seek the intervention and the partnership and the support, we must appreciate the much we have been able to do through our close collaboration over the years. And without mentioning individual countries, individual partners, individual stakeholders, we all know how much you have been of help and of support to the National Police Service. Over the last 2 years, we have walked a journey as part of ensuring that we strengthen Kenya's peace, security, and also development. And we've done this through a multi-sectoral approach. We've had engagements with the various agencies, both state and non-state actors. And we have also been able to streamline this as we appreciate the support that comes from our legislature in terms of the budgeting support, as well as the regulations and the laws that they continue to help us put together. Now, there have been specific investments in training and equipment support, particularly to help us deal with counter-terrorism efforts, as well as transnational and organized crimes. There are several agencies that we have worked with just to help us promote professionalism, accountability, and human rights in the policing space. The role of automation and digitization cannot be overemphasized, and the IG has elaborated what the expectations and the requirements are. And we would want to leverage on these partnerships, also taking advantage of the bigger government program as one of the top 5 beta priorities on digitization and automation, so that the police force, the police service, and more specifically the police station that the IG is very passionate about being a center of excellence in terms of service to the people. As the PS in charge of internal security and national administration is just to express the commitment of the State Department and all the colleagues within the Ministry of Interior and National Administration that we will continue working through the police reforms as captured in the Maraga Task Force report, and also continue to work on the police modernization program, which has stabilized the security situation in this country. At times when we talk or when we try to paint a very grim picture of the state of the security in this country, one wonders if they were in this country some years back, particularly before this administration came into office. And for sure, there has been a significant improvement in the state of the security. We still continue to face challenges, but partly that is why we are having this roundtable conversation, so that then we continue to enhance and also to be alive to the change, particularly in terms of technology, so that our officers are much better equipped to respond to the security challenges that we face, not just as a country, within the region, and also globally. With those few remarks, may I indulge you and request that we be upstanding as we invite the Cabinet Secretary to make his keynote speech.
Please be seated. Thank you. There are too many things here. Thank you. That's too high. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. PS, Internal Security and National Administration, Dr. Raymond Omolo, our Inspector General of Police, Mr. Douglas Kanja, the Excellency Ambassadors who are present, the Chair of our Committee in the National Assembly, Honorable Gabriel Tongoyo, with the Vice Chair present. Let me say, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Good morning once again. Thank you very much for being here. Let me start by saying that we appreciate your presence. I'm very happy to that you really heeded to the call from the Ministry and the National Police Service to have this roundtable. The National Police Service is a key pillar of our nation's security and a fundamental institution in upholding the rule of law. I actually like what Ambassador Arieta said about the National Police and this is really one of those quotes that we must continue reflecting on, that trust in the police is the trust in the government. And that is extremely, it is simple but very powerful. In any case, as a lawyer, the first lesson you learn in constitutional law is that government exists to protect citizens and its people. And protection is security. So the trust of the citizens under the social contract principle of donating their power to the government is actually as a result of security, and security is us. And therefore, that is a very profound statement. Therefore, a safe and orderly society is the foundation upon which economic growth, social cohesion, and national development can thrive. It is therefore imperative that we continue to strengthen the capacity and effectiveness of the National Police Service to meet the evolving security challenges of our time. I am therefore honored to join you today for this important roundtable as we reaffirm our collective commitment to strengthening the National Police Service. This gathering underscores our shared responsibility to ensure a secure and stable, prosperous Kenya through the provision of effective, people-centric, and accountable police service. A professional, efficient, and responsive National Police Service will ensure a safe, secure, and prosperous society. It will also ensure greater global peace, owing to our security personnel contributions in peace missions around the world. The National Police Service 2023 to 2027 strategic plan presents a bold and transformative roadmap that aligns with the core mandate of the police service as enshrined in the Article 243 of the Constitution and the National Police Service Act. And as Professor here added, this is a journey of faith, and as he quoted the book of Corinthians, I would also add that in the book of Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 1, faith is the substance of things that are hoped for, and it's the evidence of the things we have not seen. So your being here gives us the confidence that we are already there, even when we are still walking the journey to that direction, because that journey of faith is towards transforming our National Police Service. The plan outlines clear steps towards supporting the service to carry out their constitutional duty and aligning it with the broader national security agenda. It prioritizes improved infrastructure, enhanced staff welfare, increased technology adoption, and strengthening operational policies, among other key goals. As a government, we remain fully committed to the successful implementation of this plan, recognizing that adequate funding, strategic partnerships, and sustainable investments are crucial in overcoming financial and resource constraints. Together, through collaboration with development partners and the private sector, we will ensure that this vision translates into tangible outcomes for the safety and well-being of every Kenyan. And I see the presence of the private sector here. I saw the CEO of KCB, among others, and this is very encouraging, so that it's not just the development partners we are focusing on, we're also focusing on the strategic partnerships we have with the private sector. Modern equipment is a key cog in our continuous improvement of our policies capacity to combat crime. We therefore need resources to enable us to continue deploying the latest technology to tackle emerging crimes. To enhance the operational capacity of the National Police Service, we have made significant investment in infrastructure and facilities. Just early this month, we commissioned a second batch of the mine-resistant, ambush-protected standard duty vehicles as part of our modernization agenda. The completion of the DCI National Forensic Laboratory and the establishment of national police leadership also underscores our commitment to realizing the successful implementation of this plan. Additionally, we have prioritized the acquisition of modern surveillance tools, protective gear, and advanced communication systems for establishing the Integrated Communication Command and Control Center. The establishment of the Police Peace Support Training Center further strengthens our readiness to provide security internationally through peace missions. The government remains steadfast in addressing outstanding challenges, ensuring that NPS is fully equipped to meet evolving security demands and serve Kenyans effectively. In line with the National Police Service strategic plan, we are spearheading integration of technology and ICT to enhance efficiency, transparency, and service delivery in policing. The ongoing modernization of police operations, including the implementation of digital occurrence book and case management system, workflows, and improving operational efficiencies are crucial steps towards this implementation of this plan. We therefore believe, and I strongly believe, that digitization process will help us to firmly deal with corruption, especially when we look at the plans that are underway to introduce instant traffic fines for better traffic management, while we expand our local area network and wide area network infrastructure will ensure seamless and secure data sharing. Additionally, we are in the process of rolling out police body cameras to improve police professionalism and accountability. These areas are extremely important for us to make sure that the National Police Service is accountable, and also this instant police service infrastructure, instant traffic service infrastructure is going to help us to also deal with resources raising. I am glad to have served before in the Ministry of Roads and Transport, and one of the things that was missing that time is this partnership between the police, the the transport infrastructure, and I think now, and I have promised the IG that in a week or two, I will convene a roundtable for us now to do an interministerial conversation to roll out the instant fining system. And we will end this issue of many people saying they are being forced to give kitu kidogo on the roads. And I believe that in the process, because there are so many violators of the traffic rules, we shall be in a position also to raise revenue that will help us to implement this strategic plan. So therein lies the money, even though it is seen money, but it's important that it will help us to implement the program that we have. And therefore, I believe that we are on the right path to ensuring that our police service is accountable. I really believe that, let me say this, that in the past, we have depended so much on the personality of the people running the institutions to improve services in those institutions. But little have we invested in the institutions themselves so that there is an institutional culture. If you see what the professor was presenting here, we want to walk towards institutional culture. We want to go to a stage where it is not the person of the minister roaming around the streets and chasing matatus that is being discussed. So that when you become a cabinet secretary, people want to see you running around the roads and getting cheap publicity, quarreling with a driver or quarreling with police officers and, going incognito to a police station and harassing a police officer there and then taking a few pictures. Then you get some publicity, then you are rated that you are the best person, the best minister. That is cheap publicity. What this plan is trying to do is to create a mechanism for us to do things that will not depend on the person who is holding the office at any given time. So that then these issues become part of the institutional culture. There are systems of accountability. There is technology being applied. So that when the IG is not Mr. Kanja, the next IG finds an institution that is running. If that can be achieved in our national police service, we believe that we will have arrived, because instead of depending on the person of the minister, of the PS, of the whatever. And when I was in Rhodes, I said I was not going to replicate what former CS Minister Michuki did. I said it wasn't right for us to see our cabinet secretary running around these roads, stopping matatus and, you know, berating some individuals and so forth. When that person leaves, then the next person, what will they be doing? We need to focus on institutions. And I think the instant finding system and technology is going to be the answer. And I am very passionate that through this strategic plan, we are going to work together to leave a legacy that will outlast myself and all of us here. The other thing I'd like to say is that the other problem when it comes to governance and management that bedevils many institutions, and we must be careful we don't suffer that consequence, is the idea that each one of us is seeking for personal glory. You know, you want to be the guy here, you do some few PR here and there, you're taking a few pictures here and there, and then it is praised that it was your job. But there is that person, there's that police officer in Liboi, yeah, or Mandera, 001 border there, is providing service. It is because of his or her presence at that corner, in that corner, that we are all safe in the rest of the country. If you think about the chasing for personal glory, if we put that aside and try to see the common good for the country, we will be able to do so many of us here will do a lot of good without caring as to who takes the credit. And I think that also helps us. That should be part of our institutional and mental change and governance change, so that we don't care too much about who takes the credit. We care more how Kenya will be, how the National Police Service will look like. And if that culture can be inculcated, I look at the figure, it was about 10 billion to train. And I'm sure some ignorant person sitting somewhere say, 10 billion, watu wanataka tu kula pesa. You know, that training is extremely important. Culture. And I wanted to say, IG, that in our next hiring, we should not wait for the training of those who are already in office. During this next recruitment process, let us commence with the training there. Let's inculcate that culture inside these new recruits. And then as we change those who are already in, we also make sure that the curriculum, as we hire the new officers, responds to this very important transformative plan that we have. Therefore, this initiative not only align with the strategic plan, but also support the bottom-up economic transformation agenda. And by digitizing and automating government processes, ultimately improving efficiency, citizen access, and effectiveness in public service delivery. So the whole better plan of digitization must plug into this. And I think we were whispering with the PS there that we need to see also what is going on in the Ministry of ICT and plug into that to make sure that the digitization plan is achieved. And this collaboration, a whole government approach, will also help us access some of the resources that we need to achieve this plan. To enhance the welfare, motivation, and productivity of National Police Service officers, we are committed to implementing the National Task Force on Police Reforms report, the decentralization of human resource services, the establishment of a contributory benevolent fund, and pursuit of a fair and competitive mortgage reaffirm the government's commitment to prioritizing the welfare of our police officers. Soon you will be seeing us launching the affordable mortgage for the police officers. Let them benefit like other public officers, servants that are getting the same mortgage. You will also see us establishing the contributory benevolent fund, we want to make sure that we put at the center of service delivery the welfare of our officers. We want their morale to be high. We want them to have the commitment to, as they serve the country. I went to Todonyang a month ago. Is it a month ago? Yeah. And I saw the kind of sacrifice police officers who serve in far-flung areas are having. You know, we need to make sure that their welfare is taken care of. I was surprised when I reached there. I was told I was only the next cabinet, any minister who has ever gone there since 2011. You know. So there are some corners of the country that we have generally abandoned, and I think it's important for us to appreciate that police officers, in those areas that ministers don't even go, police officers are there. And we need to appreciate them by doing good in our offices, in our air-conditioned offices, to make sure that they access these services. Finally, or almost there, bear with me, I therefore call upon the development partners who are here. Thank you very much for coming. And the private sector, thank you very much for being here. Let's collaborate together with the government in supporting the National Police Service. We acknowledge that the challenges persist, including other challenges that the police have, like mental health concerns among our officers and unfortunate incidences of corruption. And I call upon you, we work together to implement this plan. We will have sorted these problems that are bedeviling our police officers. I want to also assure you that we are conscious of the fact that in the last 3 years, 3 to 4 years, actually almost 4 years, we've not been able to hire or recruit new police officers. And that has put a big strain in most of the police stations. People are asking us, why are there 3 people in a police station that, you know, 3 years ago it had about 15 police officers, 2 officers in a place where they had 5 and so forth. And it is because as time goes, if you don't have a plan for annual recruitment, and I think this is something else we need to think about, what is the number that annually we will be making sure that we hire as we progress. I'm glad to announce that in the next financial year, and in a process that will begin from this financial year, in a month or 2, we shall be going out to recruit another lot of 10,000 police officers to make sure that the police service is resourced to enable us to make sure that we are covering the many challenges that our police officers face across the country. And I know it's very easy for people to sit in their computers and write stories about our police officers. And I see it so often. It is easy for people to write these things. I wish really would carry some of these journalists and the editors and the bloggers to just go and stay in Elwak, not for the whole day, for a half day in Elwak, half day, not the whole day. I wish, and I'm ready. I want to request all the journalists who are writing very nice stories about us in Nairobi, I will give you transport for free and fly a good number of journalists to Elwak. And I want them to sleep there for a week, just to enjoy and relax and interact with the local people. For your information, there are police officers there. Yeah? So it is not like you are going to be alone. You will be with police officers and also the NPR. I am giving that challenge, and I'm ready to take some of our very good editors who are in Nairobi to Elwak to stay there for a week. And that offer is effective now, so that you can have a very good time reporting about our country. In any case, it's part of our country. And from that experience alone, if you are there for a day or 2, you will change your attitude of what you say about police officers and what they do, the sacrifice they make, and the enemy they confront to protect our nation. Not just police officers alone. Just think about the citizens that are in those parts of the country, that are in Kibish, that are in Todonyang, that are in that corner of Liboi, or the last part of Lamu, and just what they go through to make sure that this country is safe. So it's important. It's important for a few of us to travel around our country. We will be a bit more serious when we talk about the security of our country and the welfare of our nation. And therefore, I want to confirm to you that we will do everything possible to support this plan, including dealing with a few minority of officers who sometimes engage in acts of bribery and misconduct. And we are also going to be able to deal with them decisively. And I want to thank IPOA who are here, for also those who are going to misuse their position to harass and hurt others. We will make sure that that level of accountability is achieved. Ultimately, our commitment to the National Police Service remains unwavering. We will continue to invest in their welfare, training and modernization, ensuring that they have the necessary tools and support to protect our nation and contribute to global peace. For us to do this, we need to work together to raise the needed resources that will help us to move the National Police Service to where it should be. I want to thank you, IG, and thank the police officers who are here for the job you've done so far. We, as a country, still confront the challenges of banditry and the enemy from the neighboring countries. But the work, from where I stand, I am very proud of the work that our police officers do, and we will continue the process of making sure the modernization program that had been started, and Honorable Tongo, you're captured here, is on to make sure that you are equipped enough. We will also make sure that National Police reservists, some of whom, a good number of them in Marsabit the other day, we unveiled them and other parts of the country. We will also equip them, and this training program will also target the National Police Reservists because they assist us in helping the police at the local level, and we want to make sure that their operating standards are also taken good care of, to make sure that the acts of banditry that are happening in other parts of the country are dealt with. But I'm very happy. I am confident that the work that you have done has changed our country. A few years ago, places like Kipia, particularly like Kipia East and West, people were not occupying their farms. They are back to their farms. In places like Baringo South, the entire Baringo South now is at peace, and people are tilling their farms, and children have gone back to school. We are completing a few schools that were rebuilding, and I'm very happy with the Member of Parliament in that region and the leaders from that region. They're doing a good job. Many parts of border of Marakwet and Baringo, the border of Turkana and West Pokot, we are seeing very, very good progress in terms of peace issues. We have a small challenge that at the one corner of Baringo, and IG, we have agreed on what we need to do in that corner. We have also a small challenge in Samburu, and we will be announcing tomorrow our new strategy in dealing with the question of Samburu and the neighboring counties of Isiolo and Meru there, and some parts of Laikipia North. But the work that has been done already has made significant difference in our country. And I'm glad that those who are engaging in political sport, I am glad that they should focus on us and leave our officers who are doing their job, because the rest of us are ready to take the bullet as long as they don't touch the Inspector General and the police officers in the work they are doing. The last thing I'd like to say is that in this sector, we are very serious people. We are no longer in political sporting. And because of that, we must learn something, IG, that two things that someone told me. One, and it's a very famous quote. One is that if we have to reach our destination, including implementation of this plan, we must not stop on the way. They say if you have a journey and you stop all the time on the way to throw stones on every barking dog, you will not reach your destination. You must put your eyes on the ball, and we must all of us put our eyes on the ball. I want to call upon all of us who are in the security sector to keep our eyes on the ball, on the strategic plan, on keeping the country secure and safe without throwing stones to every barking dog on the way. Number two, somebody said that if you want to lead an orchestra, you must turn your back on the crowd. You must focus on the music, the musicians, and the performance, and not the cheering and the clap of the crowd. If you want to be a proper leader in this sector, our focus will be one and only one, to keep our country safe and secure. And therefore, I want to thank all of you for coming, and I look forward to partnering with you to deliver this plan. Asanteni sana, na Mungu awabariki.
Here's another round of applause, please. Sincere appreciation. Honorable CS, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, we had a brief session for plenary. We do appreciate that our guests and partners as well as stakeholders may want some time to reflect on our discussions, including those who are following these discussions online. But we also appreciate that we may have a few areas of clarification, areas where we can make instant or immediate feedback, and we have set aside this particular segment where we will take like 5-6 reactions from the plenary for our better management.
We needed security because of the people who were coming. I went to a police station. A police station is not a place you go to for leisure. I went there to seek